Gary Brudvig is Benjamin Silliman Professor of Chemistry and of Molecular Biophysics and Biochemistry, and has served as director of the Yale Energy Sciences Institute at Yale. Gary is on our executive committee and has been a member of the University Advisory Council at Yale since 2007. He has led 10 local and national seminars. I think he and Paul are tied, mostly on the topics related to renewable energy and green chemistry. In 2026, he will offer a seminar on the topic of chemistry of cooking. Gary.
Hi, good morning, everyone. It's good to see you. Yeah. So I had to lead a seminar this summer to keep up with Paul, you know. So the chemistry of cooking. So this is, as you know, I'm a big proponent of hands-on and STEM. You don't learn science by reading textbooks, in my opinion. I got interested in science because, you know, playing in the backyard and, you know, making gunpowder and all these kinds of things that I did as a kid. And so I really emphasize hands-on activities when I lead seminars, and this is absolutely perfect topic because we all are familiar with cooking, and we'd like to understand, you know, why does popcorn pop? Why are jalapeno peppers hot? You know, why does bread smell so good when you cook it? It all has to do with the chemistry that is underlying food that we eat, you know, or prepare. And so this will be a STEM seminar, but it will also be pretty variable because we'll talk about food, we'll talk about history, a little bit of food, we'll talk about you know, activities that can be related to this. And the way I like to run seminars is to have every fellow in the seminar do a hands-on activity at each of the meetings. And this is perfect because you can bring your favorite recipe and prepare something, and then we'll dig deeper into it and say, what really is going on? What's the chemistry underlying this? You know, what are the molecules involved? And so we'll dig into that. I think the chemistry of cooking is appropriate for all ages, but especially for younger children. I think this is a really good introduction to science if you're in elementary school. I think this could be very successful for an elementary school curriculum unit. You know, some of the things that we'll do, I can maybe relate. This is a seminar that I led in 2017. And I thought it went very well. I'm more or less going to repeat the kind of things that we did there. But I can give you one example of the kind of hands-on activity that not only illustrates a little bit of chemistry, but also history. So Shirley Paulson from the Diné Nation was a fellow in the seminar, and she taught us how to make fried bread. And this actually stems from the Trail of Tears, and so we got some history, learned about, you know, all of that, and got to have fried bread, which was fantastic. So this is the kind of thing that we like to do, and you know, it extends to chemistry. We'll talk about molecules, but also biology. There's a lot of biochemistry and biology that underlies cooking. So why does bread rise when you put yeast in it? And that has to do with the fermentation of sugars by yeast. And we'll talk a bit about that. You know, that got me interested in beer making, and we had when the reunion seminar, we had sampled some of the beer that we made. So that's a little flavor of what we'll do. I mean, I really like to emphasize hands-on activities, and for young kids, maybe I can tell a little story that maybe won't relate too close to the seminar. But so my daughter lives in France, and she just visited us because she wanted her kids to do trick-or-treating. They don't do that. So I thought, what can we do that's hands-on with Halloween? So we carved pumpkins and then did baking soda and vinegar inside the pumpkin with dye, and so we had barfing pumpkins. So that's the kind of activity that's fun for kids, and they can learn some science. So that's a little flavor of what we're going to do for this summer for the chemistry of cooking, and I'd be happy to answer questions.